What's up? Tyler from Plugged On. I'm here with an album review. This time I'm going to be talking about the new album from the band Tesseract entitled Sonder. This came out on 420 Blaze It, and this is their fourth album. This is follow-up to 2015's Polaris, however you want to say it, which is a fine album. I did enjoy that album. I think over time I enjoy it, a little bit more. And if you don't know Tesseract, I guess you can call them a progressive band. You can call them a gent band if you want. They're one of the bands that kind of is this style of progressive sort of stuff, some metalcore at times too. It's this sort of style and sound started to take off a few years ago. Tesseract was one of the bands kind of at the forefront of that. I've always enjoyed Tesseract, and I still think their debut album, One, is a fucking spectacular album. Even when you listen to it, 6 years later, I think it's still 6-7 years now. It still gives me just incredible feelings from start to finish every time I listen to it. And, like I said, Polaris and Altered State, both are great albums in their own right, too. But to me, the magic is always going to be with their debut. That's just me. I don't like being one of those guys. Like, I do honestly think Tesseract has put out fantastic material, but man, that debut is still something special. So, anyways, what's great about their new album? I think a lot of things. I don't think this album deviates too terribly much from who Tesseract are. It's still very much that bouncy, groovy rhythm, very heavy, thick guitars at times, very beautiful, somber moments, and just fantastic rhythms, and also just great vocals from Daniel Tompkins. And he's always been one of my favorite parts of this band, and I love his material in this band. I love his material he did with Sky Harbor. He's just an all-around great vocalist, and he's probably one of my favorite vocalists in the metal world today, just because I love his voice. You listen to, I think a great track that really highlights just how amazing his voice can be is honestly the first track on here, Luminary. Luminary is amazing. I absolutely love the fucking fat guitar that's in that song. It's just so awesome. It's so simplistic, but it's so good at the same time. But then that chorus just hits really hard. It's a very rock sounding chorus to me. And to me, this is one of their most accessible albums, you could say. There's a lot more, to me at least, just straightforward songs on here that just fucking jam from start to finish. Luminary's one of them. King is another. Smile is another great one. That I think those songs just, bam, here they are, and they still have everything that I like about Tesseract. Like I said, the nice rhythms, the great vocal hooks, the soft moments that are very beautiful at times. I really do think those songs are great. Now, I do sometimes think it's okay for a band like this to have more of a straightforward approach on a couple tracks, and maybe that, they'll rope even more people in, they'll dive further into your material, and maybe start to love some of those deep cuts. Speaking of deep cuts, Beneath My Skin / Mirror Image, the longest track on here, it's like 10 or 11 minutes long. I really like that song a lot. There's a lot of just great vibes going on throughout the whole song. And it, I love how it goes up and down. I love just the feelings that it instills in me as I'm listening to it. It's honestly one of my favorite Tesseract songs that's on the longer side, just because of how great this entire song flows, from the softer moments to a little bit more of the heavier ones as well. And also Daniel Tompkins just sounds amazing in this. He sounds as good as he's ever had to me on any recorded material, Tesseract, Sky Harbor, whatever. I mean, he really delivers a great vocal performance here. The whole band, I think, fires on all cylinders for this album. I really do like it. The only thing to me is it's a little weird. I feel like this album is here and then it's gone, and that can be a great thing. You really sucked into the experience, digging every moment of it, and good albums will fly by really quick. But I actually wish there was a little bit more on here, to be fully honest with you. There's some times where I feel like an album might be a track or two too long. I feel like this one's a track or two too short. Like there's some good meaty material on here, and I also respect what they have too, because I'm sure they did write more material. Maybe that just wasn't good enough, or maybe they need to rework something. They'll do something extra down the line. You never know. But at the same time, like, I'd rather have what is this? 7 great tracks than 7 great tracks and 3 mediocre ones. But at the same time, I'm like, damn, I just wish there was maybe one more song on here or something. It just feels a little short to me. Whereas other Tesseract albums just felt a little bit meatier. But hey, man, there's some good jams on here. I like this album a lot. I'm gonna give this an 8.5 out of 10. Jam it, Tesseract, Sonder. Let me know what you think of it. Thanks for watching. We'll have some shit coming up here really soon. See you later.